differences between an @ symbol and a hashtag. But the Irish are not ones to shy away from a challenge. And lo and behold, 7 years later, we have the first ever Twitter Awards, the Rabo Tweeties. So tell us what your Twitter handle is.
So we're at Spin1038.
And how many followers have you got?
We have around 120,000 followers at this stage now, yeah. So we've been pounding hard, trying to get lots of followers for the last 2 years. So we've a great following.
Tom Happens.
Tom Happens.
It's an old musical reference to a band I was in.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't know about that, do you?
Okay, no.
No. They were big.
Okie Momo. Hashtag Okie Momo.
Hashtag look away.
So how many followers have you got?
29,000.
29,000.
That's good, isn't it?
Stephen P. Mack,
And how many followers have you got?
a little over 6,000.
Over 6,000. And so tell me what you do, Stephen P. Mack.
I'm Managing Director of Twitter in Ireland.
So Emma, are you a member of the Twitterati?
I am, but not nominated anyway tonight.
How many followers do you have?
I don't know, 5,500 I think.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
At ABPB. That's ABIEPB.
And how many followers have you got?
As of today, I checked this earlier because I had to. 8,886.
Wow.
Away from 8888.
Yeah, I checked this earlier. You check that every hour, dude. We know. It's like...
I was coming tonight. I thought you might ask. I haven't, and I went. I wouldn't remember it other than the fact that it was. I went. Oh, I'm just 2 away. So if there are 2 people watching this, which is unlikely, please do the right thing.
So do you tweet much?
Not really, no. I'm very boring. I'm on Twitter at Eamon Fennell, but I mainly just tweet
How
random.
many followers do you have?
Oh, jeez. I don't know, about 10,000 or something.
So we are at RTE, at RTE Player, and tonight we're nominated for hashtag Rose of Tralee.
And the winner is... Get ready to pucker up now, Tom. The Rose of Tralee.
This is dedicated to the New Orleans Rose and her lovely fiance Kyle. Woo!
And how do you feel about being nominated tonight?
You know, it's great to be nominated for something that you work so hard for. You know, every day we're all about the Twitter. Our presenters are constantly tweeting. Our news team is constantly tweeting. So it's nice to get recognised for something that we work so hard for as a station.
And the winner is...
Spin 1038.
Thanks everyone for voting for us. We're at Spin1038. And we'd just like to say that, you know, it's a big group effort in Spin on Twitter. So thanks again. Cheers.
And who's your favourite person to follow on Twitter?
I love Dara O'Brien. I like Mars Curiosity, which is the Mars rover. A lot of the science things.
Cool.
I'm trying to think who's actually really, really funny that makes me laugh quite a lot. Niall Harbison. I love following Niall.
Probably for me, I would say on balance it's Colm Tobin. Tweet for tweet, he's funny. He gives he puts a lot of time into it, and I really respect it. He's a master of the art, I would say. There are others as well, but if I had to pick one, that'd be him.
My favourite person to follow on Twitter. That's a really hard one. I should have come a bit more prepared. I'd say Pat McGrath as well. Again, is that a bit of a cop out?
Not at all. No, not at all. It's grand. Sure, it's fine.
And obviously, I just love the bit of car crash, like of Rihanna and Cara, and just I love seeing the behind the scenes of other fashion stuff happening. So I love that kind of Cara Delevingne and all that kind of stuff.
So Vicky, tell me, what's your Twitter handle?
It's at Vicky Notaro. Pretty much my name.
Cool. And how many followers have you got?
I'm just coming up on 4,000 actually, so if anyone wants to tip me over, that's fine. Follow away.
What do you find yourself tweeting about?
Oh God, everything. TV mostly actually. I tend to not watch TV with my eyes. I tend to sit there and scroll. Instagrams I like to post quite a lot. And just general like observations when I'm on the Lewis or the bus. You know yourself. Something that you can't say out loud, but you need to say at that very moment. That's what I use Twitter for mostly. Marion and I have become Twitter BFF as well, which just makes my whole life better. Go Marion. Woo! Not biased though. So I was hosting the awards with the lovely Tom Dunn. So it was great. Yeah, we had a great time.
We're back with the glasses. Hashtag can't see a thing.
Went really well, I hope. I hope I didn't flash everybody. That was my main concern.
So you're one of the hosts here tonight, aren't you?
I am. I'm hosting the Vin B stage.
Ah, very good. Vinny, cool.
Absolutely, he is the man. Guys, thank you so much. This was, I think the original idea was this was going to be called the Vin B stage, so you're really very welcome. Those of you who don't know me, my name's AB. I'm a comedian. I didn't really want to be a comedian growing up here in Dublin. I desperately wanted to be a famous and successful Irish novelist. But tragically, I had a happy childhood.
So, Twitter and the Irish nation, how do you think we've taken to it?
Oh, ducks to water. I couldn't imagine life without it. When I started doing it first, I felt like it was just me for whatever reason. And I started watching, I always remember the moment, I started watching Eurovision, which is the greatest pile of rubbish on TV. And I just made a kind of innocuous remark. And there were millions of innocuous remarks. And I had a really great time that night in particular watching it. And since then, it's like having a friend with you really for everything, you know. I love it.
It's growing, it's huge. I mean, it's a real-time communications platform. It's the place you go to find out what's happening at any time. So I think it's huge.
Why do you think Irish people like it so much?
Because they're great conversationalists. They're great, they're poets, they're writers, they're creative people, they're great sports people. They're people who like to talk.
One of the things I really like is it's a great leveler. Like, it doesn't matter what school you went to or what your background is or what your accent is, because no one hears that on Twitter. All they hear is, can you be interesting in a short space of time? And so it's very democratic in that way, and I actually think that, I mean, obviously it helps if you're Stephen Fry and you've got millions of followers, but if you say something funny and interesting and it gets retweeted a bit, you can make an impact, and I actually think that's a really wonderful thing, and a great way to meet people from all kinds of places who are all drawn to get to this kind of interesting, curious place.
There's so many young people out there on Twitter, but the great thing about it is these people are going to grow older, and we're going to grow with our audience, and we'll get new people on Twitter, but there's a lot of older people joining Twitter now as well. You know, it's a great source of news, and you know, find out what's going on before you leave your house. You know, is your Lewis running, is your bus running, you know, so we find that our audience is growing with us as well, and we'll keep growing with them too.
Twitter has become particularly popular in Ireland because of news and sport. I think they're the two things that have really drawn people in. Irish people are news junkies, they're addicted to sport. Those two things draw people in, and then the user base has grown like crazy because of that.
Well, the Twitter Addy came out in force tonight for the Rabo Tweeties. #, see you next year.